Welcome to a special live presentation of the Catholic News Herald update on Facebook and coming to you on Twitter as well. I'm David Hains. I'm Director of Communication for the Diocese of Charlotte. 50 years ago today, July the 25th of 1968, Pope Paul VI released Humanae Vitae, the controversial encyclica that affirmed church teaching against contraception. Humanae Vitae was a response to the pill and its usage, including among Catholics. That usage had been growing all throughout the 60s, and the church felt like it had to say something. Humanae Vitae, in the last 50 years, has endured the test of time and become really appreciated as a testament to the truth of human nature and human sexuality, especially as our society has ricocheted from things like the sexual revolution of the 1960s to the current Me Too movement that we have in society. Here to talk about Humanae Vitae is Batrice Adcock. She is the Natural Family Planning Program Director for the Diocese of Charlotte. Batrice, welcome.
Thank you, David.
What is wrong with contraception?
So I had the privilege of hearing Mother Teresa speak here in Charlotte on my 15th birthday.
1996?
1995.
Well, thank you.
She actually said that contraception destroys love. Enough said. So the problem with contraception is that it changes the nature of the marital act. Genesis tells us that God made us in his image, male and female. So in marriage then, we're called to become one flesh. So that union is meant to image God's love, which is fruitful and Trinitarian. Right? So we don't just reproduce. God calls us to create with him. It's a beautiful gift, our fertility. So we would never want to deliberately sterilize the act. We start to see, when we look at the effects of long-term, widespread contraceptive use, how seriously sinful the behavior is. And Pope Paul VI in Humanae Vitae even prophesied, really, some of what we see in our culture.
You mean like objectification of women? Exactly.
And an example of that is pornography, which is rampant. Mm-hmm. So we're made for much more than that. And it's important that we uphold our dignity in the practice of our family planning.
So what is natural family planning? How does that kind of fit into church teaching and Humanae Vitae?
All right. So natural family planning is a range of methods that couples can use to avoid pregnancy if they have an important reason for doing so, or also to achieve pregnancy. And they do this by making daily observations of biological signs of fertility and infertility. So these methods can be used with the same level of effectiveness as the pill, essentially, or even more effective in some cases for avoiding pregnancy. And again, they're very effective also for helping couples to achieve pregnancy.
Now, a lot of times, as I've spoken to people about NFP, they've said, oh, that's just the rhythm method. What's the difference between NFP that you teach and the rhythm method?
So the rhythm method was one of the first methods of natural family planning. It required that couples count days, basically. It required that women have very regular cycles.
Which isn't the case.
Right. Very few women ovulate day 14 or have a 28-day cycle. Modern methods of natural family planning help couples to observe on a daily basis these biomarkers, again, which are signs of fertility and infertility that are based on biology. They're naturally occurring. The observation is independent of yesterday's observation or observations made a month ago. So the couple really does have a real-time outlook on fertility that day.
So when it comes to you're talking to people about NFP, what kind of objections do you normally hear?
People most often doubt effectiveness. Now, though, thankfully, we have excellent studies and multiple studies that point to high levels of effectiveness, again, comparable to the pill.
Now, when it comes to NFP and the use of it, I assume there are apps out there that can assist somebody. But knowing what I know about all apps, some are way better than others. Is that what you find out? Are there good apps to help people with natural family planning?
Yes, there definitely are good apps, and this is the area where natural family planning or fertility awareness is advancing most rapidly. Unfortunately, a lot of the apps that are available are based on calendar calculations,
right,
similar to the rhythm method. So those should be avoided. In some cases, there are great apps where the predictive capacity can be turned off, so the app can still be really useful. I think it's really important that couples learn a certified method of natural family planning with a well-trained instructor, so that when they're learning and when they have challenging times in their practice of natural family planning, they can have the support that they need to be confident using the method. And then they can make use of an app to help their tracking to be easier. Mm-hmm. You know, interesting, I just found out that Fitbit now has a way to record menstrual cycles.
Come on.
Yeah, they do. So that really emphasizes that these methods can be used to help women to be healthy. You know, they're not available just for family planning, but these methods can be useful to single women, to teens, as a tool really to be a healthier, more vibrant woman.
More self-aware.
Exactly.
How long does it take the average person to kind of learn NFP to the point where they feel confident about understanding their cycle?
Apparently, and from research and also from my own experience, it takes on average about 3 menstrual cycles to be confident. It can take longer if a woman has some irregularity with her cycle. Say perhaps she's coming off of hormonal birth control, or she's just had a baby, or there's some health issue that's causing irregularity. So she'll just need more support in that transition to become confident.
Okay. Well, Batrice, that's all the questions I had, unless there was anything that you wanted to add. This has been fascinating.
Yeah, this really is an exciting time to be teaching and promoting natural family planning. The Church's teachings really are supported practically by science and research, by health considerations, by environmental considerations. So this is not just a Catholic thing anymore. It's not even just a religious thing anymore. Everything we have access to now is pointing to the fact that this is really helpful and good information for women and couples.
Sounds great. Batrice, thank you very much for coming by our studio today. Nice to see you. Now, if you are in the Charlotte area this evening, you are invited to come to a Mass tonight at St. Vincent de Paul Church, and it is going to commemorate the 50th anniversary of Humanae Vitae. It starts at 7 p.m., and hors d'oeuvres and a reception are going to follow this. Finally, do not miss the coverage of the 50th anniversary of Humanae Vitae, including lots more information about NFP. That's in this week's edition of the Catholic News Herald. That's the July 20th edition of the Catholic News Herald. And it's also available online at CatholicNewsHerald.com. I'm David Hains, Director of Communication for the Diocese of Charlotte. Thank you very much for joining us on this initial live broadcast for Catholic News Herald Update. God bless.